What's going on, guys, people? This is Will Cotchery II with another episode of the Sports Binge, the program where you get relaxed and get informed. I'm so glad you could join me for yet another episode on my YouTube channel. And it's been it's an understatement to say that it's just been a wild several days in the world of sports. But this was just really, just the culmination of everything, if I could, for lack of a better term, with all the sports leagues being canceled, most notably the NBA, other NCAA conference championship tournaments have been suspended or canceled altogether. Just to name a few, just a very few. I think this is just a lot of higher ups in the media industry. This is really just the tip of the iceberg. And really the biggest news today was, the NBA has suspended its season until further notice right after in the wake of Utah Jazz and Rudy Gobert testing positive for the coronavirus. And not only was he tested positive, the news broke several hours later that teammate Donovan Mitchell also has contracted the disease as well. So it's really, and rightfully so, the NBA, Adam Silver has always been on top of really controversial occurrences in his league during his relatively short time as commissioner. And this is once again one of those instances where he wanted to step out and really be proactive about his league. Granted, higher up business people are really about bottom line, but you have to really applaud the NBA, Adam Silver and the NBA, for taking such a serious stance on what is really a controversial and polarizing and unprecedented occurrence. So I really want to give props to where props is due for Adam Silver and the National Basketball Association. Now, and when seeing stuff like this really harps on to what I've always said in my personal life, just in front of close ones, really just acquaintances, anybody that I've come across. This is why one of my biggest pet peeves is when I go to the restroom and I see men not washing their hands, not taking hygiene seriously at all. And I work in the customer service industry, retail industry, whatever you want to call it. And it's one of our main duties is to wash our hands. It's to wash our hands and cleanse our bodies to where we won't spread anything to the customers or members or whatever you want to call it. We have to do our due diligence. We have to be cognizant of what we do on a daily basis. So I'm gonna tell you why this is so problematic. Rudy Gobert's, I guess you could say, carelessness. Granted, he's known for being such a playful guy, lighthearted guy, and is not known as a nice guy around the league. But this was very irresponsible of him, in my opinion. And I'm gonna show you why that's so problematic for not only just the NBA, but just in the people in customer service. But before I move further, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this and all of my YouTube videos to spread the word and to spread the reach. Now, as I mentioned before, like I said, I spent several years of my life in the retail and customer service industry, whether it was working for the Student Union Theater for my college, just facilitating tickets and showing people where their seats are for a certain event or a show, to even working in foods at my current job, where I distribute meals to the customers and members for their meal to be at tip-top shape for them to consume pleasantly, and all in between. I've been in retail for, I guess, several years, maybe a combined, I guess I would say like 6-7 years. Can't really think of the number at the moment, but just really customer service it's been around that time. Since 2012, I've consistently had a job in customer service, and for anybody who's worked in customer service knows just as much as I do, when you go to the restroom, they have that famous sign that says employees must wash their hands before returning to work. Period. Point blank. It is no discussion, no debate, no argument. You have to cleanse your body. I'm not saying I'm not like a super neat freak. I wouldn't distinguish myself as that. But at some point, even in your personal life, even at home, like at some point, if you really care about your hygiene, just really care about your atmosphere, you have to clean up. And so even if my room is dirty or my car is dirty, like I can't there's only so long I can really sit and stand to come in my room or come into my car every day and not be proactive enough to clean it up. It's just bothersome to look at just off the top, let alone just really sitting in that filth all day, because it's just really being lazy and not being proactive is a domino effect. And that's why, once I said earlier, again, just I despise the fact that we have men in the world, countless men in the world, just so lazy about their body, so lazy about hygiene, just spreading every witcher thing everywhere. You see what I'm saying? It's really it's comical and it's laughable, but most of it, it's an embarrassment to our society. And I know a lot of people, society is very a tired word, overused word, cliche word, but it affects all of us. And you see that with Rudy Gobert in the NBA. Not only did he contract it, he passed it on to his teammate. So, and you see why Adam Silver can't suspended the league. Is like, what can you do? It's a pandemic. It's going to spread. It's something that's, it's really at this point. How can it not spread? It's already spread to the country, and God's will, it'll stop. Will kill it off immediately. But as at this current moment, it looks like it's just going to continue to grow at a rapid rate. So it is, and it's really, and I come to work, and let's just take off work for a second. Even when I'm in a public place, if I'm going into a restaurant, it could be Burger King. Who knows? It doesn't matter. I just casually just use the restroom, just clean out my body, whatever I have to do in the restroom, and I see a gentleman inside, a couple of gentlemen inside, just use the restroom, go to the stall, use the restroom, release their tanks, or so to speak, and walk straight out. And like, and I laugh because when I'm using the restroom, I always want to hear if people run the faucet. I don't care if it's an automatic faucet or a manual faucet. Just run the faucet. Use it. That's what it's there for. It's not a recommendation or a suggestion or friendly suggestion. It is a requirement to wash your hands. It should be anyway. Should be a lot of washing hands, I think. But and I hear this and I see this, and it's really despicable to me, and I hate it. That's like my biggest pet peeve, and I can't stand that we have guys that are really playful like that. And that's when I saw the video of Rudy Gobert just rubbing all the microphones during his press conference after the game. It's at some point we gotta. And here's another thing. A lot of people say, "Oh, we're so sensitive as a people now, and sensitive." Well, maybe, but there's a lot of stuff that needs to be handled in a more demanding manner. It demands our attention. This is something that demands our attention. Now, this is something that God can definitely kill off for sure. So I'm not, as a Christian, I'm not concerned. I'm not petrified, but I do as a Christian man, I still have to be responsible for what's going on around me. This is my personal life first and foremost, but even more so going around to the people. And I have to be cognizant. We are supposed to be watchful, be vigilant. So we have to, speaking for myself, I have to be more alert to watch my surroundings. Everybody doesn't need a hug. I'm a sensitive guy, but everybody doesn't need a hug or a handshake every waning second, every single moment of the day, of the hour. So it's really, man, I'm at a loss for words. There's the fact that all the sports leagues are canceled. As a sports guy, granted I work in retail in my personal life, but just my passion is sports. So this is an unprecedented thing that sports is canceled right now for the most part. But it shows how serious it is, because these are billion-dollar industries, but they're putting it on hold because this is a pandemic. This is something that's unforeseen for a lot of people. And I just preferably we can it can be resolved, but in the meantime, we as people, we have to be more responsible. It is no excuse, not at all. So I just want to share my 2 cents on it real quick. Thank you once again for joining into my YouTube channel, The Sports Binge, under the Will Cotchery YouTube Network. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this and all my YouTube videos to spread the word and to spread the reach. And once again, thank you guys again. You guys have a blessed night. Be well.